REI is the most popular outdoor retailer in the US and carries a bunch of REI branded gear for camping and backpacking, like this ultralight chair or this light but warm sleeping pad. REI branded gear seems to be well designed and is relatively affordable, but doesn't seem to be as popular as gear from big brands like Thermarest or Big Agnes. I picked 7 REI brand gear items that I think could be amazing, and I want to test them out to see whether REI branded gear sucks or is actually worth picking up. First up, we have the Helix insulated sleeping pad. This is the regular wide version. It's $160, weighs 740 grams, and has a really high R value at 4.9. This is a potential competitor to the Thermarest X-Lite, which costs $220, so $60 more, but weighs a lot less at just over 400 grams and has an R value of 4.2. What I'm really excited about with the Helix sleeping pad is that R value. It's an R value of 4.9, which is very warm, especially for that weight that you're coming in at, and it uses reflective insulation. And based on a lot of testing that I've done, I found that reflective insulation just works a lot better in real world conditions compared to synthetic fill insulation. I'm also really excited for the baffling that the Helix has. It has really pronounced dimples and lower areas, which I find really help relieve pressure points. So I think this is going to be a very comfortable sleeping pad. I thought that maybe at each of these lower areas that it went all the way through the sleeping pad and that you'd have a gap in insulation there, but that's not the case. The dimples on the top are actually staggered relative to the dimples on the back, so you don't get any dead spots for insulation. For the price, especially when REI has these for 30% off, which is quite often, I think you might have the best sleeping pad on the market. Definitely check out the links in the video description to see whether there's a sale going on right now. This is the REI Quarter Dome SL. It's an ultralight, semi-freestanding tent and a competitor to the Big Agnes Tigerwall. It only costs $380 and weighs only 40 ounces. It's basically the same size as the Big Agnes Tigerwall. It has an asymmetrical floor, 52 inches at the head and 42 inches at the foot end, while being 88 inches long. It has some great features, including a really big vent at the head end, which is something that the Tigerwall doesn't have. The big thing that I'm excited about with this tent is that it's essentially a Big Agnes Tigerwall at a much lower price. I know this is one of the more popular products that we're talking about today, so let me know in the comments if you've tried it out and what your thoughts are. And then we have REI's take on a backpacking quilt. This is the Magma 30. It has a comfort rating of about freezing. It costs $330 and weighs 540 grams. Compared to quilts on the market from other manufacturers, the Magma is a little bit heavier and a little bit more expensive, so I'm not quite sure how it fits into the marketplace, but it does seem well designed and has all the features that you want in a quilt, like a neck cinch, neck baffle, and pad straps. But there's something to be said for availability. You can just go into an REI store or go online and pick it up. With a lot of backpacking quilts from other manufacturers, you're gonna have a little bit of a wait time before it gets made and then get shipped to you. You also have the ability to try the Magma quilt out in stores, as well as you get REI's amazing return policy. That was a lot of REI shilling, and I promise this video is not sponsored by them. I've just had great experiences purchasing from REI in the past. Then we have the Half Dome SL3 Plus. This tent has a lot going for it. First of all, it only costs $380, and then it's insanely roomy for how much it weighs. It's 90 inches long and then 78 inches wide, so you can fit 3 wide sleeping pads in here no problem, and then it only weighs 77 ounces. As a true 3-person tent, that weight is insane. If you split the weight of this tent between 3 people for a backpacking trip, with someone taking the fly, someone taking the poles, and someone taking the main body, then you're not gonna be carrying a ton of weight. Combine that with the fact that this tent is super roomy. It's also very tall and has steep sidewalls, so it's very livable, and it's durable with 40 denier floor and a 40 denier fly. You could also use this tent for car camping. I used the older and heavier version of this tent and loved it. It was an amazing tent for car camping and canoe camping, but with this later version, I'm also excited to take it out on backpacking trips. At $120, the 650 Down Hoodie 2.0 is an amazing value, but if you get it on sale, it actually drops in price to be cheaper than my favorite down hoodie to date, the Decathlon Trek 100. The Down Hoodie 2.0 only weighs 370 grams and is very sustainable, made with recycled nylon shell material and then RDS certified down. I've heard a lot of great things about this jacket and often have it recommended to me as an alternative to the Decathlon Trek 100 as a really good budget option. And because the Decathlon Trek 100 is one of my all-time favorite pieces of gear, I'm super excited to try out and test the Down Hoodie 2.0. My initial impressions after wearing this jacket around town and while walking the dog are that it's a really well-made product, but a little bit colder than the Trek 100. And then we have these fleece joggers, the Trailsmith. I love a good pair of fleece joggers for while backpacking or car camping, even just around the house. They're really comfy. And then they have these zippers on the side to keep things in your pocket so that they're not falling out all over the place. And the pants are made with 100% recycled polyester. I've been wearing these around during the recent cold spell in Western Canada, and these are super toasty and really comfortable. This is REI's ultralight chair, the Flex Light Air. It costs $100 and only weighs 450 grams. Compare that to the Helinox Chair Zero, which costs $130 and weighs a little bit more at 490 grams. I have tried this chair out before and found it a little bit uncomfortable and unstable, but that was years ago when it first came out, and I'm curious to see if REI has made any improvements to it. 450 grams is a crazy low weight for a chair, and as someone who's a gram weenie, I couldn't resist testing this chair out again to see if it's made any improvements and can replace my Helinox Chair Zero. Go check out this video for some of my favorite camping and backpacking gear. It's gear that over the years has blown me away with how well it performs, and is gear that I think is above and beyond all the other brands and their products out there.